Hi, I'm Rob and welcome to the TW White & Sons video review. Today this is the CX-60. So this is Mazda's flagship SUV, launched in 2022 as a premium four-wheel drive experience from Mazda. This particular CX-60 is quite unique in its class, running a 3.3 litre straight six turbo diesel with 254 horsepower. Also has a 48 volt mild hybrid technology, and what that's going to allow the car to do is recapture energy through braking, deceleration, and discharge it back into the car's ancillaries. So this would allow it to have a more efficient CO2 figure, a lower consumption on MPG, simply by withdrawing from the battery pack enough energy to run sat nav, audio system, stuff like that. Also clever enough to allow the car to coast along at motorway speeds until the throttle's picked up again. It can coast along and drop the engine. It also allow the car to have a quick response to the stop-start technology, and also a low-speed coasting function as well. So if the car drops at 6 miles an hour or below, the engine will turn off when the conditions permit. So quite a lot to take in there. It's called a Takumi. So a Takumi is artisan in Japanese. So what it represents is our range-topping level, and in essence it describes the fact that to become a Takumi in the world of Japan, you need to have had 25 years as a master craftsman. So this is how Mazda perceive this new model to be amongst all the other Mazda products that we've launched to date. So it's representing a premium effort from Mazda here. So the Takumi has an 8-speed automatic. It has four-wheel drive. As you can see at the front of the car here, it's a jet black metallic vehicle. You've also got a suite of sensors living behind the Mazda badge here, and you may see also the front parking sensors. This is going to also allow other features to be activated, not just for parking. So this will have what's called cross-traffic alert. Again, it's an ability for the car to sense when you come out to junctions, if any vehicles are approaching from you left or right out of the eye line. We have a similar system at the back of the car using the rear parking sensors, which is called cross-traffic alert. This will also stop you from reversing. Again, if you're backing out of a space in a car park typically, it will allow the car to autonomously brake and therefore not sort of have a side-on impact. The actual design of the car, it runs the Kodo styling, so we have this nice beautiful swage line, possibly difficult to see in the black that this particular car is, but what we've got here, 20-inch alloys in a diamond cut, complementing the diamond cut with the inline 6 moniker on the wing top here, and of course with chrome running through to a kink at the back. You'll notice privacy glass, which is standard on this Takumi model. And again, if I lift this up, this has got a panoramic sunroof, which is 2 glass panels. The top one, the front one rather, opens and tilts and slides. There's a large blind inside the car. The car's got keyless entry as standard. You won't see any physical buttons here, but as you approach the car, it will unlock, and as you leave the car, it will be able to lock itself as you walk away. The mirrors are power folding, heated and electric as well, and of course there's a dynamic indicator which lives inside of the actual housing there. Coming round, you can see the haunches at the back of the car here, looking rather nice, gives it a nice bit of purpose and design. We've got twin exit exhausts on both sides of the vehicle, the rear sensor set, and of course a rear camera. Actually on a Takumi it's one of 4 cameras around the vehicle. One on the front of the car and one attached to the bottom of each door mirror. Privacy glass, that'll stop heat soak. Looks good with the black as well, and keeps your valuables out of sight. We'll go into the boot area. Now you can use a fob operation, you can use the actual touchpad underneath the Mazda badge. In this instance I'm going to use the fob. Okay, so what we have here is a roller cover which is attached to keep your valuables out of sight, out of mind, and it attaches to the boot lid and can be detached quite easily. Coming down we have an easy to fold seat set, so there are 40, 20, 40 split here. So the 20 can come down independently, the 40 can also come down using these levers for ease of access. Okay. Depending on the front seat's backs, it will go completely flat. In this instance it hasn't, unfortunately. Lifting up the boot floor lever here, you'll find that there's more storage, but also the subwoofer. So there are 12 interior speakers in here running through a Bose amplifier. You have a power tailgate, therefore you can shut the car using the button on the boot edge here. So, exciting so far. So what we got here now is a rear biased four-wheel drive system. So rather like buying a premium German rival, like a BMW, an X5 I guess, a GLE Mercedes-Benz, or even an Audi Q7. Coming into the back of the car, you'll see the seats in the down position. And again, once pushed all the way flat, there's a nice flat load area to play with. We'll just bring them up now and show you the Takumi white leather interior, or ivory, with contrasting black strip running through, which goes in contrast with the seat belts, perforated leather, and of course these are heated on the outer two seats using switches located down here. A couple of modern USB-Cs and a 3-pin plug axe, which is really useful if you're camping and you wanted to power something that conventionally would be a 3-pin affair. So of course the design of this is very Japanese. It's all about materials, a real wood finish here, some fabric material, and even down to stitching on the door cards. So it's a great complement to the dark carpet. Again, stop it looking grubby overly quickly. Let's move up to the front. So into the front driver area, again on the door here, got some beautiful chrome detailing which matches the air vents, and a unique Japanese stitch. It gives a floating stitch affair, so it looks like it's almost suspended between the top and the bottom parts of the cloth trim there. Coming down, all round electric windows with power fold. Coming across to the driver's seat, beautifully trimmed in a perforated leather. These seats are heated and they're cooled as well, so a boon in the summer. You have full electric adjustment down below here, and our car's steering wheel is also electrically adjustable on the steering column. Now you can also program the car to recognise a driver, both through its height, the height of the driver, and it will try and work out the preferred driving position. Of course you can tweak and refine that, and then lock your driver's seat position, the door mirrors and the powered steering column, and you will have up to 2 different settings there, which you can use just by my knee. We're starting the car up using the stop start button. It's keyless entry, and of course it will fire up with that lovely 6-cylinder rumble. I don't know if you can hear this, but it sounds really nice, very petrol like. A full digital driver display here. You've also got a multifunction Napa covered leather steering wheel to go with the Napa covered seats. On here you'll find media functions, telephone preparation, and on the other spoke you've got adaptive cruise. This is intelligent cruise control. This can therefore follow the car in front. It will brake to a halt with the vehicle in front using a radar and a predefined gap in time which you choose for your own comfort level. It will also pick up in traffic, so if you come to a complete halt by simply hitting the resume button on here, it will start to follow the car in front until such point the traffic stops again for more than 1.5 seconds. It will also self-steer, so this will be your hand lightly on the steering wheel, and it will then guide the car in small radius curves, and if it can't find white lines to monitor, it will actually physically monitor the vehicle in front. So full of safety equipment. We've also got lane departure functions. You've got a blind spot indication system, and this will alert you to cars coming up on the near side and off side of you. And again, there's a triangle which will glow yellow and give you an alert as to what's going on behind you. So this technology also gives our cross traffic function, and again that's going to allow you to reverse confidently out of spaces, and when you can't see something the car will effectively look for you. So coming across onto the widest infotainment screen that's been fitted to a Mazda car to date. So this is where you'll control everything to do with media, your satellite navigation, any streaming from your devices. What we find here is a wireless charging pad, which means that when you go into Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, it also works in a wireless function. You've got a digital radio player. You'll also find that you've got conventional stuff like FM, Bluetooth, as well as obviously Apple CarPlay, and of course you can connect your phone directly for voice calls, phone calls, and the music streaming directly through Bluetooth. It's got its own inbuilt Mazda navigation, again making full use of the wide screen here, but of course again using Apple and Android you could bring your own mapping in, Google Maps or Waze even. It's all controlled by the controllers down here, and you'll also notice electronic parking brakes parked next to it there. It's also got reversing camera, which is a surround view camera, so you've got the conventional front and rear views. You'll also have the surround view, which will stitch the 4 camera views together, giving you an assumed view from above. And just to demonstrate the side cameras, there's my hand as I put it underneath the driver's door mirror, and you'll see how functional that all is. Coming down, we've got the climate control center. Again, nice to see physical buttons rather than this need to put everything onto a touchscreen in some of our other rivals. What you'll also find is we've got things like heated steering wheel, driver and passenger heated seats, but also cooling seats, superb on a hot day, which will keep your bum and back rest nice and cool. So that's going to give you dual functions, left to right sided, and it's dead easy to use, super simple. You'll also find there's a My Drive controller here. Now this controller, which will affect the drive modes of the car, and it will show on the screen. So you have an off-road mode, so that will split the car's traction front to rear. It will determine when it's slipping and feed power front to rear appropriately. You have a normal mode, which it defaults to, and again it just makes the car rear drive bias, and again it can move power forwards if it detects slippage. But there's also a sport function. Now this would also affect the steering's weight. It gives it a red hue on the dials, and there's a sharper throttle response. Bearing in mind this car has around 254 horsepower, so it's reasonably powerful, but loads and loads of torque. Coming across, you can see the beautiful interior here. So we've got more chrome work, more textile with the hanging stitch, looking really, really nice. A frameless rear view mirror, somewhere for stashing sunglasses, and of course while I'm inside the car you have full access to the control panel, which will give you the blind which slides back, exposing both the glass panels there, and of course you can prop it up for a tilt function. And of course the last thing you would do is go for full open. So it opens to this extent, lets a bit of air in, lots of light of course, and you'll notice a light headlining in a world of very gloomy dark interiors. This makes it super bright, a really nice relaxing environment, very Japanese of course. So there's a lot of technology, there's a lot of features on a Takumi. The whole car is gorgeous. I would certainly buy one over any German product, certainly that's available in today's market, even down to the front end styling being desirable, good looking, as opposed to, let's say, poor old BMW. So I'm just going to hop out of the car now. I hope you've enjoyed my review of this XC60 diesel Takumi. It's a gorgeous thing, looking lovely in jet black metallic. So this car is available to be booked for test drives. Of course, being a demonstrator, it's a very low mileage car in very, very good condition. We welcome a part exchange against any of our cars, and of course we have dealer funding to help you purchase the vehicle. So don't hesitate, do give us a call here at TW White & Sons.